How's it going, you wondrous Monstercat fans? This is Radar Dash bringing you today a live visualizer for Monstercat. Sorry. Essentially, what we'll be going over today is how to use Rainmeter in order to have a live feeded visualizer on your desktop. As you can see, I'm voiceovering this, so everything's not going to be on point. But what we'll be going over here is this is actually the program itself on screen right now, playing Case in Point's Fugitive. I'm going to skip through a couple songs here in a moment, showing the different capabilities of it. It's a pretty easy thing, to be honest. I give you a little explanation of how to use the program, that kind of thing, for the most part. First time actually doing a how-to video, so don't get too mad at me. So this is currently running directly through my iTunes feed. The program can recognize, I believe, Windows Media Player as well, along with a couple other guys. So this is just showing how it connects across that way. In a moment here, we're going to be going over how the actual program you come to get it onto your computer and that kind of thing. But without further ado, we'll start up some Insight by Haywire and demonstrate we gotta go. So first off, I'm going to be pulling over here the web page to Rainmeter. You're going to want to download the 3.2 beta, that little guy right there. From there, once I finally decide to click on it, you're going to want to open up the program, of course. Let me drag that over there. There we go. Oh, that one's instant. Okay, so I have to drag it. Give it a second. I missed it. So anyways, Rainmeter. Standard installation. No reason really to do a portable unless that's what you want to do. By having it launch up on startup, you'll have the launcher automatically there. It's there's almost no intensity to what you use for it. This is actually the program currently on my computer, so I'm not going to install it again if I already have it. So once you get that installed, we're then going to go over to this web page, and all of these links are going to be down in the description, of course. So this is the Monstercat visualizer by MarcoPixel. It's the program running currently. It's essentially a plug-in into the program Rainmeter. So that's our little guy right there. You'll notice the one next to it because I've already downloaded it once before. Open that up there. Just gonna drag it over. So the Monstercat visualizer. Of course, I'm not gonna install it again because it's already on there. Just make sure that it's checked in order to install, that kind of thing. So what you're gonna do here next is, once you first install Rainmeter, that's the Rainmeter internal program itself. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna pull over some of the basic things that come with Rainmeter as a standalone product, and just double check to make sure that you got your Monstercat in there. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna pull them over, put them in my top right corner here in a second. So you got a little CPU usage, RAM, that kind of thing. Good old 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. So you can right click on it, highlight over Rainmeter here, go into skins, and then you want to do the Monstercat visualizer. I'm going to close mine by doing that. And then you can actually right click at the bottom right, do the skins, and then of course your visualizer right there. And then that's basically how you activate it. Next up, I'm going to go over a couple variables here, so you can change inner workings to the program. So right click, open up variables, toggle background. It makes your screen a little hazy black if you're just letting your computer chill there. I don't really use it, I just like it alone. So the very top, you're going to notice player name. If you're going to use iTunes, of course, put iTunes in there. No space in between the equal sign or the other. That link's going to be down in the description to show you the other programs that work with it. Probably ones that you've never heard of, to be honest. I just went with iTunes because I already purchased everything through that. By default, you're set to 0.5. You can do save, and then right-click on the device itself, and then refresh the skin, then that'll update the size for that there. After that, what you're going to want to do here is just picking out a new song. Alright, so your default's 0.5. I just like the 0.8 because I have larger screens. Average size, that is essentially the rate at which it updates the bars. Now do keep in mind I'm pressing Control S, which is the same function as hitting save and then refreshing it first. So you'll notice by setting it higher, it makes things smooth and not really look right per se. Notice anything between a 3 to a 5 is pretty reasonable for the most part. 1 works, just looks a little choppy per se. So Control S there, and then right click refresh skin. Next up's gonna be our color. By default, it's gonna actually be set to the EDM, which is gray. Here I am trying to figure out what genre this is. Pretty sure it's electro. If not, it's probably house or something like that. So throw in the numbers right there. Make sure there's no space in between the equals and the first number. I hit Control S, of course, on my keyboard, and then right clicked and refreshed. From that point there, change it over to EDM. EDM is your default one when you throw it up there. I personally like to just leave it at a white, just let it chill out there. Couple other customizable features in there. Give it one more here. So Control S and then refresh again, just leaving it at the chill white. You can also change the text color on there. White is also the default. I like the white as well. And then next up on there, you're gonna have your hide progress bar. That's your little bar right down there. You'll see it move along as time passes. Font's the good. Hide track information. That's if you don't want it saying Televisor Old School Nitro Fun Remix. Take all that out of there. And then here I'm just reminding you guys, do not remove the 0 in front of like scales or anything like that, and make sure there is no space, otherwise the program will fail, which you'll then have to like go to the bottom right hand and refresh it, that kind of thing. Just to reinstate, I didn't make this program, and of course Monstercat is by the respective rights of their own artists. I did go with your Monstercat licensing plan. I definitely enjoy it, and I don't regret doing it. But that just about sums up the Monstercat visualizer here. This is the one that I had just posted in that Reddit post about how Twitch could look better if you wanted to do it live. But thanks again for watching. Don't normally ask this, but if you did find this helpful, leave a like down at the bottom. And if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. Check YouTube a couple times per day, and you'll be all set there. Have a wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you might be. Goodbye.